Yoshi!
Before the video starts, I'd like to mention my Patreon that I now have, but it's currently a work in progress. Just go to patreon.com/Yoshistic or check the link in the description. Now let's jump right into the video. Here's our boy. 71 to Watertown, but with a plot twist. We'll have a special bus for this one.
Auburn, the backstory.
Please hold on or remain seated while the bus is moving.
Stop requested. Bus-Siemens Street. Kimball Road. Stop requested. Road. Windsor Avenue. Adam Avenue. Road. Bates Road East. Stop requested. Russell Avenue.
So real quick, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give my rating of the first ride on the new electric buses and give us some key points about these buses, because there are some things that we need to know as transit enthusiasts about the differences between this and then another batch of buses that I'm going to explain in a couple of minutes. So there it goes. The first electric bus to be in service leaves Watertown Square, which I believe is going to be doing 71 and 73 trips. Alright, for starters, let's talk about the 4300s. So, as honest I'm going to be, it was a decent ride, I would say so myself. We didn't manage, well, we were a little bit behind, but we managed to just get to Watertown probably about like 2 minutes late. This was the 6:50 trip to Watertown Square, and we got here around 7:10. So, but overall the ride was pretty neat. The engine, well, I guess the way it sounds very interesting. It distinctively kind of throws off the good old trackless trolleys. I don't know why, but to me it kind of throws off some of that trackless trolley type of sound. But nothing really changed too much besides those 2 screens on the bus, which will tell you like what next stop it is, if someone hits stop request, what route it is. Announcements are a little bit more quieter. The seats are the same. There's not much to say about the interior, but the exterior, it definitely did change a lot, seeing this from the footage that you just saw already. And to explain the different batch of buses, the MBTA is actually doing a huge chunk of deliveries to Massachusetts, or at some point, which will be the new electric buses, XE40s, which will basically run in North Cambridge for the 71 and the 73 from Harvard to Watertown and Waverly. The reason why I say they're bringing a good chunk of the buses is because they're actually doing 2 different buses for the XE40s. There's one, which is that one that we just rode, which is the normal, which is the one that doesn't really have the left door. Because if you didn't know, the original trackless trolleys, they had the rear doors. Or no, in the original trackless trolleys, they had the left side door, and basically that was just for like the lower busway, so people can just use the rear door and basically pay when they get off the bus. That's how it used to work before, but now in today's times, people just pay to get on board, because the bus would go on top of the upper busway rather than the lower busway, and people would just pay to get on board. They don't have to pay to get off. But what I assume will happen is when all these buses, or most buses, get delivered to North Cambridge, they will most likely will have the 71 and 73's original routes come back, meaning that we will now just pay if only for the outbound. Basically, if you're going to Watertown or Waverly, you would board on a lower busway, and then you would not pay to get on board. But when you request your stop, and when you're close to getting to your stop, that's when you pay to get off. You pay to get off. And so I believe that'll happen within the next few months. However, it is uncertain. We do not know when all these buses are getting delivered. So, what is the other ones? The other ones are the left side doors, which is the 4200s. But the one we just rode on was the 4300, which is only the regular buses. But if there is the 4200s, it would just be the almost the exact same, but you also have the left side doors. At some point, whenever the first bus, the first 4200 at this point, whatever bus does go into revenue service, I will be picking that up for sure. But yeah, today was his first day of actually seeing the XE40 going into service. Like, I didn't know until I looked at Transy. I'm like, whoa, there's a 4300 on a 783. I'm like, wow. That was my genuine reaction. I'm like, what the heck? There's no way. And it did. And I'm surprised I'm able to be awake right now, because I wouldn't really be awake right now. It's Tuesday. It's January 6th, 2026. I was about to say 2006. 2026. This bus got a repaint? Nice. Look at that. A nice repaint. But overall, though, it's a pretty decent ride. But it kind of just is similar to every other hybrid so far. But the only difference is just it's electric, I guess. Unless you want to tell me more in the comment section. But that's basically about it. If I were to give the ride a score out of 10, I would probably say probably a good maybe 8.5 out of 10. Very enjoyable. Not much interruptions. Well, that's kind of what I would expect from the 71. But there's sometimes it could be interruptions, but oh well. But yeah, that's about it for this episode. That's why it's a special episode. This is why it's a special episode, because of the new bus, of the 71. So thank you for watching. And if you do enjoy this, consider liking this video and subscribe to the channel. Why not subscribe and join the Yoshi family? Subscribe. What I'm going to do now is I'm probably just going to venture off and do something else in the meantime, because it's 7 in the morning and I have absolutely no idea what I want to do. Also, the temperature is out there. It's like 70. No. The temperature right now, it's like 30 degrees, somewhere around there. Thank goodness it's not windy though, because if it was windy, I'm like, oh my goodness, things would have changed a lot. But I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of this morning and just see where I'm going to go forward with this. I was going to probably go stop at CVS, but I don't think it's open. Oh well. But that's all for this video. Actually, I could probably take a 59 and kill some time. But I don't know when the next 59 is. Oh well, I'll have to figure that out on my own time. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Yoshi's Ride series whenever I do vlog again. Take care.